Okay, what we have here is a wide shot of all of the tools and materials and other supplies we're going to need to make our own do-it-yourself knife blades. I want to give you a wide shot just so you can see what the breadth of the scope, what you're getting into here, and then we're going to do some close-ups on each item and why we're going to use it. Okay, we're going to go over each part of the materials to make our own do-it-yourself knife blades. First thing you want to do is select your set of blades you're going to use. Personally, I fly a Rotortech 610 during the daytime, and why not fly the same blade at the nighttime? So what I've done is purchased a second set of Rotortech 610s, and these will be turned into night blades with LEDs on them. So we have our blades. One of the first things you'll need to do with your blades is find out what their weights are, because as you're adding material, batteries, clear coat, LEDs, resistors, tape, wire, hot glue, little bit of CA, let's see, heat shrink. You can kind of adjust the materials used to get the weight of the blades so both of them match up. In this particular case of these blades, one of the blades actually weighs about 0.25 grams more than the other. The resolution we try to shoot for is 0.1 or less. So they're a little bit out of balance. Their CGs match up, but they're a little bit out of balance. So we'll correct that as we build the blade, put the components on it. So scale is the first thing. I would suggest taking a look at my balancing video. Here is a carbon fiber rod that I use to balance the blades with, and just a Sharpie to mark it. To show very quickly here, you lay the blade on a round surface or on a round member, and you just roll it back and forth until you find it where it teeter-totters back and forth. And that'll give you your CG on the blade, and ideally your blades will match up out of the package and once you're done. Okay, next set of items we're going to do or need for our night blades. We're going to need some masking tape. We're going to use that to hold some components in place while we're cutting and also soldering. We're going to use a popsicle stick, high-tech tool here. We're going to use that for pressing the copper tape down on top of the blades. Another high-tech tool straight out of the kitchen. We're going to use a toothpick. We'll use this when we're soldering our junctions together. Try to keep the copper from lifting up off the surface of the blade, because once you put your iron onto it, it tends to loosen up the adhesive. An X-Acto with a fresh blade, not one with JB Weld all over it like this one. We'll be changing that out. Set of digital calipers, because we're going to be doing some measurement, putting LEDs at the exact same spot on the blade. If we don't put our LEDs at the same spot, you'll have undesired effects. Last in this series of the video, soldering iron. I'm using a Weller soldering station. This is about a 25 watt tip that's on here. This is a 700 degree tip. You don't want to be using that big huge heat gun from Sears and Roebuck that has the trigger and the big light bulb on the front of it, unless you're really skilled. Using some lead-free solder, and I've got myself a tub of flux. Okay, on to the last big hurdle of the other tools and items needed to do night blades yourself. Voltmeter. Suggest one that has DC voltage and current resistance or ohms, and also a diode check. So voltage DC wise, ohm, diode check, and then current. All those are nice. You don't have to have the current per se, but it's nice to double check everything. Another thing to double check is glasses. I'm at 40 years old. My eyes aren't as keen as they used to be, and when I show you these components here in the next video clip, you'll understand why. These are 4, also 10s work well, so it just depends how good your eyes are and what you're used to working with. Hot glue gun, heat gun, CA medium. Don't want any quick So medium works well, even some thick, because when we glue these LEDs and resistors onto the blades, you want to get them set before the glue kicks. That's also why I also keep the activator. Also debonder in case you gotta redo. A few more things in blade prep. We're going to be clear coating the blades, so we're going to be sanding them lightly on the front side of things before we start loading components up. So I've got some 600 grit wet dry. I also have a sanding block in case I have any stubborn spots I want to knock down quickly. When we get to our clear coating portion, we're going to shoot it with an airbrush. So since we're having an airbrush involved, that means we get these involved, right? A little proctology exam. We're going to have a mask involved. My favorite substance known to man, hence the measures. Also, we do this in a paint booth, right guys? What I use for my clear coat, this is the key, what I've found to make paints stick on your canopies, make them fuel proof. As you can see, this is Acme Finishes. This is a gallon of clear coat, FC 720, and then you mix it 4-to-1 with a quart of their hardener, FH 612. Stuff's not cheap, about 30 bucks for this can. I think this is about 80. It's an investment, but if you make a set of blades, and if you're into painting canopies, it'll give you some materials to go for a while. Alright, this next video I'm going to bring over all the cool stuff you're just dying to see.